If I were in your shoes, I would want to know who can pay my closing costs, my loan closing costs. And that's a great question. And there's actually three parties that can pay your closing costs. First of all, you can pay them by yourself. You can just pay those closing costs in addition to any down payment that you have, and you just bring that in right at the time of settlement. The second person who can pay those closing costs is the seller. And this is very important. I just recently had a client who had a miscommunication with their realtor and they did not get the closing costs included or negotiated, and it became kind of a sour issue. So make sure when you're constructing your offer that you consult with your loan officer, you consult with your realtor, and before you send that offer over, we're all on the same page and we know that we want the seller to pay those closing costs. Now, that may not be reasonable in some markets, so you'll need to check with your realtor and what's traditional or what's acceptable in your local market. Now, the third way we can pay your closing costs, and this is very interesting, is you can actually pay it with your interest rate. So let's say you were tight for cash, and maybe you say that you may not be in this home for 10 years. You may not even be in this home for 5 years. So we may be able to structure a situation where we have a slightly higher interest rate, maybe an eighth, maybe a 0.25% higher interest rate. Could only affect your payment $20, $30, $50 a month, but it would alleviate you from coming into closing with thousands of dollars in closing costs. So there's several creative ways to cover those closing costs. If you have questions, we invite you to reach out to your loan officer. And as always, thanks for allowing us to help you with your new home.